I believe this is an enchanted waterfall. It goes all the way up the mountain there. Some days it's so full of water it crashes, and some days it's like this, nice and quiet. How can you tell if it's a magic waterfall? Well, what I've noticed is it sings. It sings. And it sparkles. And it gives you a feeling like joy, like heavenly love. This waterfall is called Amama's Awamni. Amama is the word for grandmother in Hindi. And Awamni is the word from the ancient people who lived in this land before any of the Irish people and others came here. Awamni means place of the falling waters. Place of the falling waters. Look at that rock. That rock has a white strip right through it. Place of the falling waters. Amama, Grandma, that's for the wizardess in our little castle. Here comes the priestess again. Very sweet. Yep. So you can see, over time you'll get to see this gondola. This camper's name is Gondola. Become more and more ornate with beautiful paintings. And as she does, she's going to become more and more powerful in my dreams. That's my hope. So, let's enjoy a show this time all about the magic fairies. Hamzy, come back here! Oh my God! Look at you run! Come on! Let's go! Come on! Oh, look at him! He's like a gazelle. He's a kangaroo. He's a total zipliner. Whoa! Here he goes! Whoa! Yahoo! Woo! That's what he needs to do. He needs to be a race doggy champion of the forest. Don't you wish you had a body like that sometimes? Wow! Look at you! Kangaroo! Oh my gosh! Champion of the forest, the sacred wolf protector. Gotta get some water. Look, there he goes. Sacred water. Go on. Get the drink, my rainbow hues of blue, sprawling, cresting, crashing, ecstatic groove, slowly swelling high with the moon. See, this is a herding dog, which means he does circles all around me, huge circles. All these dogs are different from each other. Some of them, they'll go fetch things. They want you to throw a bone and do that over and over. Some dogs get lost in the forest. They just keep going. But this is a herder. So he just keeps coming back around in a big, huge circle. And what we started to do is communicate with our minds. So I give him the picture of what we're doing with my brain. I sent him the picture. We're going to run around the forest. You can do circles all around me, and then we're going to get back in the car and head home. Ever since I started sending him pictures with my mind, it's all like this perfect communication. Sometimes he just says no, it's not like just because I sent him the picture he's going to agree with everything. But mainly, I just wish I was better at receiving his pictures, you know? This is so wonderful. Up there, farther up into the forest, there is a cascading waterfall. Woo! Water. They say water carries the memories of everything it's gone through. From being up in the sky as a cloud, falling to earth, every rock and mineral plant is flowed around and over. Down under the ground, aqueducts deep down, then erupting, coming on up as a spring. Water carries our love. Gotta love the water. Woo! Oh man, it's pretty easy, isn't it? Oh, there's the wolf. There are fairies all around us. There's spirits that see us. We don't see them as well. We feel them. The trees see us even. And if we start to actually speak to the invisible, we start to have unusual things happen in our lives, you know? I really don't like it when people put fake things in the forest and say, look, it's a fairy house. But I really do think it's quite wonderful to bring little doll furniture out into the forest as an offering to the fairies so that they can use them in the night or in the alternate world that's on the other side of the veil beside us where the fairies are enjoying this world. So I like to go and bring them things I think they would like a special door for their little hole that goes into the earth, or a special little chair that they can sit in and have tea, you know? You can imagine how many fairies there are out here. How many spirits, gnomes, trolls, elves. Each of those creatures, though, has a different time of day they like to come out. You know, like the gremlins, they like the mist, where it's kind of creepy. The trolls, I'm pretty sure they like the swamps where the beavers are, where it's kind of muddy. The fairies, it seems to me that they're singing and dancing where there's sunlight and sparkling water and beautiful flowers, as well as the elves. Now, the trolls, they seem to be just about everywhere, tromping around. You can see evidence of their footprints. So the thing is, if we can't see them, how do we get to relate with them? How do we get to enjoy their company if we can't see them and they can see us? Well, I'm pretty sure we have to become someone they want to visit with. And that means bringing gifts, and that means bringing offerings, and that means sharing our songs and our dances so that they can learn them and we can go and listen in the moonlight. Maybe it's the gnomes that come out in the moonlight along with the water nymphs and the mermaids. You sort of have to sense with a lot of your being, because when we were in Ireland, many of us who came from Ireland long ago, we all were talking about the fairies we'd seen. I have a girlfriend, she said she saw a fairy come like a golden light with little wings right in front of her on her balcony, and it flew over to her sister on a different balcony across town, And then they called each other and both told each other that this had happened, and they both saw the same fairy. But because we've lost our belief in the spirits and the fairies, I think it has a big impact on whether they even want to show up and show us who they are and how they are. Because, you know, like if you have a friend who loves you, you want to go over and visit, right? If they don't even believe that you're real, why would you go? Do you see any? Can you feel any? Any spirits of the magic realms? Sometimes I think it's important to be a little deeper in the forest than here. This is a pretty good spot, but it's not that deep into the forest, far away from the humans. I know of a waterfall covered with flowers and crystals, and every time I go there, humans almost never go, and you can really feel fairies, so we should probably go there together. I gotta get permission though, in my dreams, to take you there. Okay. That rock looks alive to me. It's peach color like a turtle's back. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Imagine putting your feet in there. Like these wings on this book, this is a woman who says she remembers being in Egypt thousands of years ago. When she goes to sleep at night, she remembers things, she says, which may seem impossible, but look at this ancient, beautiful goddess painting or carving of Isis. I'm really inspired by these wings, the way they're sort of architectural. So I want to put them on there. Okay. So here you see, all I did was I sort of brought green over the pencil marks, and I'm kind of walking the line between doing too much and doing too little. Like how to bring embellishment means I'm thinking about the roses, what their leaves are really like, but I'm also giving myself freedom to let the painting be open enough that it doesn't overwhelm the eye. And I find when I go in with pencil, it's best to go as fast as I can to create that flow of nature. Yeah, so now I'm going to go on to do the next color of the roses. I'm not sure what color to do. What do you think? It could be white or yellow or pink, but you got to think in layers. So like if you look at this camper over here, that's the underlayer of the dragons. So the dragons are feeding each other. We have the wood plant dragon feeding fire, which then goes around and feeds earth. And then the earth feeds mineral, and mineral feeds water. But those are layers, so that's just the underlayer. The underlayer means it's like a big sort of green, big orange with nothing on top yet. But it will have the shadows, the lights, the darks, the ornate things that bring the dragons to life. So that's gonna be a lot more ornate too. But that's what I'm doing right now. This is the underlayer. So it turns out I'm going with peach. Peach has got this feeling for me, and it's just the underlayer, you know. We've got to be patient until you just keep going. But I met these peach roses once that were gigantic. I mean, these are so small compared to them. They were really, really, really big. And they were like covering a little house that I once saw. A whole rose tree with gigantic blooms. And the thing is about the roses is they really do come in all these different sizes. So you see I'm doing some small, some medium, some bigger. One bush will have a lot of different sizes on it. I mean, I guess it depends on what bush you're looking at. It's all about what you see, just painting what you see. So I figured if I go with peach underneath and then the petals are a darker hue of rose, it'll look like it's glowing from inside the rose. Yes. Okay, so you can see this next layer of the yellow. I remember when I saw those roses, they were glowing. It looked like they were glowing from inside themselves. And so I'm trying to see how to just start with the glow, the heart of the rose, and then add the petals next. You can see that I got a lot of colors to work with here. These are house paints that I have them mixed for me. They're samples, and mixing one at a time takes forever. But by having a lot of colors to work with, you know, a lot of brushes, all different sizes ready to go, that frees me up. Now I did just draw, can you see these lotuses on here? This is the attempt for the pencil. Yeah, can you see the pencil of this lotus here? Not very well, sorry. Well, those are the big Egyptian lotuses in pencil first. All right, let's see, what next? Okay, so you can see the starting of those lotuses. Now the thing is, to create balance at the other side, I'm gonna have to measure the distance between each one of these stalks and the puppet theater window and how far from the ground they come. That way I can make the other side have the same balance and actually mirror that side. You can see I'm choosing a dark green to contrast the light green so that we can have depth of field. Now I kind of like it sometimes like that, where it's just loose painting and impressionistic and not very painted in. So okay, so you can see I did measure where the stalks basically came and ended. And this is not perfect. This is like organic balance. It might not be quite balanced enough for me in the end. I might have to repaint one of those big leaves, because you'll see the one on the right is, the top one is lower than the top one on the left. But hey, I guess it's okay. So you see, it's just kind of, I call this impressionistic painting. I'm just trying to give the impression of how the roses make me feel, and really loosely allowing the colors to sort of go on there very freely. I guess I feel like if I make it impressionistic and less realistic, then there's more room for spirit, the actual spirit of the roses, to come in and enter the painting. That's my hope anyway. And then I'm doing like little embellishments, little curls and things, which give it a sort of a magic storybook feeling, I hope, for your sake. Okay, keeping on with this now.
Move with the sun, move with the moon, move with the wind, move with the earth, move with the ocean, motion with ocean, motion lets it go, devotion brings you more.
This is so wonderful. Up there, farther up into the forest, there is a cascading waterfall. Woo! Water as a cloud falling to earth. Every rock and mineral plant is flowed around and over,
my love,
down under the ground, aqueduct, deep down,
is your heart.
then erupting, coming on up as a spring.
Devotion,
Water carries our love.
oh,
Gotta love